So from Marion, I'd love to hear any thoughts or suggestions for this time of year with less sunlight. Do you notice trends in the women you're working with and any suggestions or tips for this darker season? So yes, really, really good question. If we're talking about mood, which I'm imagining we're talking about mood, then really vitamin D plays a huge role in that. We get that synthesized through sunlight. But we get it through sun exposure. So there's a free app that I believe is called, hang on, let me look it up. So I don't know if you can see this. It's called D Minder. So you can actually download that on your phone and you just take it outside with you and it will tell you how much vitamin D you're actually getting, even under cloud cover, which can be really, really helpful. Vitamin D is super important for mood. And so if you notice that your mood struggles a little bit more during the winter, then supplementing with vitamin D can be really helpful. You want to make sure that it's vitamin D3 with K2. It just helps to prevent the depletion of other minerals that can happen if we're supplementing with vitamin D for a really long time. If you notice that you're having trouble like getting up in the morning, like it's really hard to feel like alert and awake, and you're having some fatigue, those kind of like things that come with the darker seasons, then I may actually recommend like a sun lamp. Now, they are typically like 50 to 80 bucks. They're actually way cheaper than they used to be. But if you know that you're not moving to a sunny state anytime soon, and you're going to be like, for us, we have, 9 months of cloud cover, basically, like pretty much from start to finish. It is a worthy investment that everybody in the family can use. And so they've done numerous studies on that, with seasonal affective disorder being as effective, if not more effective, for depression, like seasonal depression, than anti-anxiety medication. So simply because of how it stimulates the pituitary and pineal gland in your brain to release certain hormones that help with mood. So that would be a good suggestion for that, as well as making sure that obviously you're moving your body when you can. A lot of us struggle to move in the winter because we just want to be cozy. It's dark, it's harder to get outside. So anything that you can do to move your body is also a really beneficial thing. So one of the things that actually is really, really helpful for me personally during the winter is one, obviously making sure that I'm taking my B vitamins. Supporting my adrenal glands is huge. And then the other piece to that actually that can be really helpful if the issue is mood and you're just like, I'm just kind of like more moody and edgy, is essential oils, which I know is not everybody's jam, and that's okay. But I know we've had a couple people ask in the group. And so I wanted to share with you some of the oils that can actually help with mood that have been clinically proven to help with mood. So one of those is lavender. For a couple reasons. Lavender, if you can get a really good pure lavender essential oil, has been shown in studies to reduce cortisol and increase serotonin. And there are various different studies, meaning that some say, inhaling it for 30 seconds, twice a day is effective. And other people, it takes a week to see a shift in that. I personally believe that it completely depends on your personal physiology. But they do have studies that show that it is clinically significant, the improvement that that particular oil has on our mood. There are some hospitals that actually use it in their pre-op areas to reduce anxiety, because it's so beneficial for anxiety that they'll use that well before they give any anesthesia. So because it's been clinically proven. So that is one. I said lavender. Vanilla is another one. So vanilla has been shown in studies to actually increase dopamine, which can be low in the winter months. If you're wanting to grab those and give them a shot during the winter, I like to diffuse them while I'm sleeping or roll them on the bottom of my feet at nighttime, or even in the morning, and then I don't have to think about it during the day. I'm like, oh, they're already on my feet. So I'm happy to share that with you in the comments once we post the video. But that's just another thought that I had that can be really supportive for mood. So Liz, did you have anything you wanted to add to that for winter months?
I think routine plays a huge role too, like
Mhm.
just because we're a lot more limited on what we could do. Our bodies are like kind of geared towards slowing down, like hibernation, all this stuff, but it could be very depressive when you do have to get all these things done and like we don't really allow ourselves that time to rest. So but
Yeah.
I think even just finding different ways to move our body. And it was really interesting because the podcast that you did with Beth Learn
Mhm.
most recently, about moving your body to benefit your hormones, I think, because I think most of those exercises are in your house and using like everyday products, if
Yeah.
I remember right.
Right. Mhm.
So I think that is a huge one because we can't always go outside and
Right.
enjoy walking around the neighborhood because it's just so frigid. So I think even bringing in some of those practical tools on moving our body would be a huge benefit to like a daily routine. I think she even recommends like 15 minutes at a time. Like it's not even this big whole like 60-minute
Right.
workout.
I'm really glad you brought that up because I love it because you can put it on your Roku channel. So we actually have it just connected onto our TV. So I can click on her fitness channel and it's like, I don't remember, like $15 a month for all of her workouts. So if I'm like, okay, I really want to get my heart rate up for 5 minutes, that's all I have, then I can look through like the 5 minute workout videos.
You know?
She also has a Facebook group where you can ask, like, hey, like I've talked to her about my scoliosis and I'm like, what can I do that's not going to throw my back out worse? Like, like if I'm doing all these like karate chops and ninja moves during like workouts, it's probably not going to
Mhm.
be super great for my alignment. So
Yeah.
so she's like, start here. And once you feel like your abdomen is really strong and can handle it, then you can move on to this. So she's really,
Mhm.
really good at helping you to navigate like what some of those things might be.
Mhm.
And yes, you'll definitely want to take a listen to the podcast because she also has a Black Friday sale coming up on her on her membership. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be lit.
It
We're
was
lucky
it
to
was an
have her where
amazing
we got her.
episode. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. She's amazing. She's just an amazing human. So that's
Yeah.
a really good point that you brought up, just moving your body. Like yesterday, I couldn't get a full 30 minutes in, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to do 15 minutes on the treadmill and, listen to a podcast. It was a great way to decompress in between some calls and then just get right on with my day. My heart rate went up. It was awesome. So things like that can really, really have a good impact on our body and our mental health.